clear situation, I don't know what is. Huh? I think we need to have a family meeting.
Kourtney Kardashian has pled guilty to charges related to the tragic drowning of her nephew, Tatum Kardashian, Khloe's young son. According to surveillance footage, Kourtney failed to intervene, leading Khloe and Tristan Thompson to file murder charges against her. This shocking case has gripped the public, leaving fans and critics stunned by the unimaginable actions of one of America's most famous families. How could Kourtney, known for her caring nature, stand by and let her own nephew die? This question has thrown the Kardashian-Jenner empire into chaos, shattering the image of their tight-knit family and sparking debates about mental health, moral responsibility, and the consequences of negligence. Court documents and police reports reveal that the incident occurred on a sunny afternoon at Khloe Kardashian's home in the upscale Hidden Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles. Kourtney, Khloe, and Tristan were present, along with Tatum, who was just 18 months old at the time. The family had gathered for what was supposed to be a peaceful day, unaware of the impending tragedy. Surveillance footage allegedly shows Tatum playing near the backyard pool, laughing and exploring his surroundings, completely unaware of the danger. The video reportedly captures Kourtney, who was supposed to be supervising him, getting distracted at a critical moment. In a split second, Tatum lost his balance and fell into the water. The heartbreaking footage shows him struggling to stay afloat while Kourtney remained unaware of the unfolding crisis. Witnesses claimed that Khloe and Tristan, who were inside the house, suddenly heard desperate cries and realized something was terribly wrong. Something was terribly wrong. Khloe and Tristan rushed outside in a panic, only to be met with the horrifying sight of Tatum struggling in the water. Despite their frantic efforts to save him, it was too late. Tatum was pronounced dead at the scene, with drowning confirmed as the official cause of death. The heartbreaking revelation sent shockwaves through the Kardashian-Jenner family, leaving them in unbearable grief. Overcome with sorrow, Khloe and Tristan launched an investigation, which ultimately led to murder charges against Kourtney. They accused her of negligence and failure to act, believing her inaction directly contributed to their son's tragic and untimely death. Tatum's passing and the serious allegations against Kourtney have left the Kardashian-Jenner family in a turmoil. Once inseparable siblings now find themselves divided as they struggle to cope with the devastating aftermath of this tragedy. "This is the most heartbreaking thing our family has ever faced," said Kris Jenner, the family matriarch, in an emotional statement. "We are all shattered by the loss of our beloved Tatum, and the idea that his own aunt could be responsible is unthinkable. Our family is broken, and it will take time and immense healing before we can even think about moving forward." Khloe and Tristan have been the most vocal in their outrage against Kourtney. In highly emotional court proceedings and public statements, the grieving parents have expressed their pain and called for the harshest possible punishment for her alleged crime. "Kourtney betrayed our trust and failed to uphold the most basic maternal duty," Khloe stated in a statement read aloud in court. "She had a responsibility to protect our child, but instead she chose to abandon him in his most desperate moment. We will never be able to forgive her for this unforgivable betrayal. As parents, we placed our trust in Kourtney to care for and protect our child, yet she completely disregarded that responsibility. We will fight with every ounce of strength to ensure she is held fully accountable for her actions and that justice is served." Tristan, for his part, has been just as vocal about his grief and anger. The depth of his sorrow is evident in every word he speaks, and he often breaks down in tears as he recalls the harrowing details of Tatum's final moments. He has not shied away from expressing the raw emotions that torment him daily. "My son was everything to me," he said in a recent interview, his voice trembling with sorrow. "To know that he died helpless and alone, and that he was failed by the one person who could have saved him, is a pain I can't bear. The guilt, rage, and heartbreak are overwhelming. With each passing day, the grief only deepens, making it harder to accept the cruel reality of what happened. The pursuit of justice continues, but no verdict or punishment will ever undo the profound loss that has shattered this family forever."
Emotionally, you have to be really, really strong for this environment that we created. I also know that if this can make them better, and if I can be that person, then I know I'm strong enough to do that. It just sucks. It has to be so public.
The public has been deeply affected by this tragedy, with many expressing shock, outrage, and sorrow over the Kardashian family's suffering. Social media has become a battleground for heated discussions and demands for justice, with some even calling for the dismantling of the Kardashian-Jenner brand and an end to their public presence. The case has ignited intense debates, raising critical questions about how such a tragedy could have occurred and whether true justice will be served. After months of relentless scrutiny and prolonged legal battles, Kourtney Kardashian has unexpectedly pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter in the tragic death of her nephew, Tatum Kardashian. This shocking decision has left the public in disbelief, fueling speculation about her motivations, legal strategy, and the future of the Kardashian-Jenner dynasty. Many are struggling to comprehend how events spiraled into such a devastating outcome, and the case's latest developments have only deepened public interest and concern. During a somber court appearance, Kourtney expressed profound remorse for her actions, acknowledging the irreversible damage her inaction had caused, not only to her family, but also to the wider community. Standing before the judge, her voice trembling with emotion, she made a heartfelt confession. "I take full responsibility for my failure to protect Tatum," she said, her eyes brimming with tears. "I will carry the guilt and shame of this tragedy for the rest of my life, and I can only hope that in time, my family and the public may find it in their hearts to forgive me." Her emotional plea has left many questioning what comes next for the Kardashians and whether their family can ever truly recover from this devastating loss.
Wanna cry.
Why?
Just because it's like, it gives me anxiety.
The sentencing phase of the trial is now underway, with Kourtney facing a maximum prison sentence of 10 years. Prosecutors are pushing for the harshest penalty, emphasizing the gravity of the crime and its devastating impact on both the Kardashian-Jenner family and the public. However, Kourtney's defense team has built a compelling case, arguing that the tragedy was a tragic lapse in judgment rather than a deliberate act of negligence. They have presented evidence highlighting Kourtney's extensive experience in caring for children, along with expert testimony on the psychological and emotional factors that may have contributed to her failure to act in the moment. According to her legal team, Kourtney is devastated by her nephew's death and deeply regrets her inaction. The most pressing question remains, what lies ahead for the Kardashian-Jenner family? We believe the circumstances of this case, along with Kourtney's previously unblemished record, warrant a more compassionate approach to sentencing. Her attorney stated, "She is not a monster, but a human being who made a terrible mistake, one with tragic consequences." This case has had far-reaching effects, leaving the future of the Kardashian-Jenner brand uncertain. The family's vast business empire, including reality TV shows, endorsement deals, and cosmetic lines, now hangs in the balance as the public wrestles with the severity of the allegations and the family's apparent failure to protect their own. "This is a devastating blow to the Kardashian-Jenner empire," said entertainment industry analyst Jessica Leno. "Their brand was built on the image of a close-knit, relatable family, but this tragedy has shattered that perception." Whether the Kardashian-Jenner family can recover from this crisis while maintaining their star status remains to be seen. As the legal proceedings continue and the public grapples with the tragic impact of this heartbreaking catastrophe, several key lessons emerge. This case serves as a stark reminder of how profoundly our actions, or inactions, can affect those around us. It underscores the fragility of family relationships and, more importantly, the critical need to prioritize children's safety, well-being, and mental health, especially in high-profile families that live under constant public scrutiny. "This is a tragedy on so many levels," said clinical psychologist Dr. Sarah Landers. It highlights the urgent need for better and more accessible mental health resources, particularly for families in the spotlight, like the Kardashians, who endure immense pressure from both their personal lives and the outside world. Tatum's death is not only heartbreaking, but also a wake-up call. It forces us to examine the deeper factors that may have led to this devastating outcome and to consider what can be done to prevent similar tragedies in the future. No matter how wealthy or powerful, families are not immune to disaster. This case raises difficult yet essential questions about accountability, support systems, and the cultural pressures that can intensify personal struggles. As this tragic case unfolds, we are left with uncomfortable but necessary questions. Are we truly doing enough to protect those we love? What measures must be taken to prevent such devastating incidents from happening again? How can society ensure that tragedies like this do not repeat themselves? As this tragic case continues to unfold, we are left with difficult but essential questions. How effectively do we protect those we love? Are we truly doing enough to prevent such heartbreaking incidents? What steps must be taken to ensure tragedies like this never happen again? Stay tuned as we closely monitor the latest developments and their far-reaching consequences. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications so you never miss an update on this heartbreaking case.